Hello everybody, welcome to my modular plot. So today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be harvesting this bed of shallots. Today's the 22nd of July and I put these in on the 22nd of January and we're on the full 7 months since planting. So like as they've gone, when you stick them in, they don't do very much until the end of March. They started sprouting around about the 22nd of March. Which can get a little bit worrying when you don't see anything happening at the beginning, but just have a little bit of hope if you're planting these in another year. And we're going to dig them up. And the other thing we did last week is we took out these garlics. I didn't manage to get very many in, just like 10, but we got like 8 really nice, quite nice garlics going on. And these are rose pink, which is lovely. All right, let's get on and do some digging. So I've got my trusty fork now, and I'm just going to give them a little lift up and get them all out. So I've not been watering this bed for the last week or so to start the drying out process while they're still in the ground. So let's start getting a few up. But we have got some rain coming, so when the rain comes and just gives us a little bit of the softening of the ground, we're going to stick in some leeks in this bed. These all look nice. So I started all these off as from I guess sets, but they're ones that I grew last year, and I just saved all of the smaller ones, and I probably put about 70 little tiny shallots in here, and we're probably going to get, well, quadruple that. But these are a fantastic size, much better. 7 months growing. They're actually really nice and easy to get out at the moment. Just giving it a little gentle lift. So what we're going to do with these after is, I'd love to leave them out in the sun to dry, but obviously we live in Manchester and it has a chance of raining, and there's some rain actually forecast for the weekend, so we're off camping, which should be lovely. So that's good, to means I don't have to water the plot. But when I come back, hopefully the ground will have softened up a bit because it's been scorching recently, and then I'm going to dib in some leeks that I've got growing just there. So they're all in kind of a leek seed bed. And they've grown up really, really nicely. I think they're definitely ready to go in. Like 100% ready to go in. I've done them in kind of like batches of sowing every 2 weeks because I didn't know when to plant my leeks. And to be honest, some of the earliest ones are definitely the strongest looking now. But then I do need some more for next month when the onions come out. So we'll kind of be following each other. But I just can't believe some of the sizes of these. They are right dobbers. I think I've done it right this year. So these are Longor shallots, which is like a French shallot, which I'm probably absolutely murdering the pronunciation of, because that's what we do. And the clumps have been around about, so that one's got 6 in, most have had about 4, there's a couple up and down from there. It's going to be quite nice to get a little bit of bed space back, which has been in short supply recently, but things are starting to crop and come out. And the next plan as well for after the rain is to take out those potatoes, because I will like a bit of a softer ground for that. So my second earlies one batch of second earlies look pretty much ready. And the pink gypsies that I put in at a month early, they're all ready to come up. Okay. So what I'm going to do with these when I get home is they're going to go on top of the kitchen cupboards, because it's a nice dry place to dry them out for storage. And it worked last year, so if it works, it works. I would love a greenhouse or anything for next year. See, this kind of thing, it's these ones that have just stayed nice and small. These are the ones that you want to save for next year. So these ones are like perfect sets for getting your next crop over. And then big chunky ones like that, that's what you want to be eating. And these are delicious. Quite an easy crop to grow as well, really low maintenance. It's quite nice, I've done this actually perfectly at the 210 day point. So we're exactly 7 months afterwards. And the other really nice thing is, I've not seen any onion white rot on them, which I did have last year, I'm sure I did, but it was really soggy. And I just went for overwintering my onions. And this year I've gone for kind of spring plantings on everything. Well, you can't call the middle of January spring, but it's not like sticking it in October. So I just think it's probably a bit better for my climate, because our winters are cold and our winters are wet. Not that our spring was any better than that, but these are beautiful. We'll have a closer look at the end. So this bed as well wasn't like, this is far from a no-dig bed. This is one of the ones that are cover cropped and tilled in, which works nice. But you still get the fun of clay soil to play with. Thought this would be much harder digging. It's all quite crumbly. And it is pretty hot here. I am starting to break a sweat. So when I go to replant this next week and the leeks go in, I've got a plan just to kind of get the most in as possible. I'm going to go with like an 8-inch grid for the leeks. And I'm going to get myself a pole and I'm going to try and dib them down like at least a 6-inch hole, and then pop them in. And then hopefully when we get to winter and we're getting a bit short on the onion supply, then we should be able to move on to leeks. But it's going to take a while to get eating on. Cool. Well, I'm going to do the other side and then we'll have a look at what we've managed to harvest. Brilliant. Let's have a look at these. So I've just counted them. There's 207 we've got out, and I've probably put in about 70 little sets. So we've tripled everything, but we've gone from little dinky ones like that, probably even smaller, to some right dobbers. Good, nice, chunky size. I think this is my largest shallot going on. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to snip off the roots, because they're a lot easier to cut when they've just come out of the ground, because they're nice and soft. They will dry and go quite woody. So it's best to kind of take them off now, get them snipped, get it kind of little trimmed up, and then we'll take them home and dry them out. So yeah, these are going to go on top of the kitchen cupboards, make the kitchen stink. Kitchen's been boiling at the moment, so, and it's dry as well, because one of the things we're leaving them outside to dry in the northwest is they will get rained on at some point, and I will forget about them. It's going to happen. So just snipping these off, and just snip in the middle of the roots. Don't actually go into the shallot, because that'll make it harder to store. So yeah, 207 shallots. That's shallot, as my mother-in-law would say. Alright, brilliant. I'm going to get snipping on with these. And then I'm going to crack on with my day, because it is boiling. Get all these up. Yeah, that's probably a better position. Just come in handy, this table. So in like 2 weeks' time, all of this green top bit will have dried out, and then they'll be ready for storing, and I can free up the space, because I'm going to have all those onions to dry out quite soon as well. But yeah, really happy we haven't got any rot going on. Whew. And you can leave them dirty and muddy, because there ain't no point wetting these down again. When you come to eat them, it's an allium, isn't it? So you just take off the outside. Job done. Woo. Alright, brilliant. Well, that's everything. Thanks for now. Bit sweaty. See you later.